mental health issues in Nigeria. And in sports news, a grassroots football tournament organized at Birkama Medina Pipeline ended in excitement with Fenfight winning in a penalty shootout against Feyenoord. Those and other stories coming up, do stay tuned. Thank you for staying with us. Now, ahead of the OIC Heads of State Summit next month, officials of the Gambia OIC Secretariat on Monday briefed diplomats and foreign representatives on the country's preparedness and logistical arrangements for the summit. Ansumane Sunyasi reports.
This briefing session with diplomatic mission representatives is one of the most significant aspects of the country's preparation for hosting the second largest convergence of global leaders. As officials seek to keep diplomatic reps abreast of the country's state of preparedness, this also provides an opportunity for them to clarify specific needs as requested by their heads of state or delegates. Reiterating the country's preparedness to host the summit, they underscore the significant role diplomats play as contact points between the Gambia and other nations, especially in strengthening bilateral ties. Here is Ambassador Essa Bokarsi, Deputy CEO of the OIC Secretariat in the Gambia.
Diplomats are very important within the fabric of the interwoven threads of multilateral and bilateral relations. So to that effect, we welcome you here today. And we are not going to take much of your time because I know that time is of essence for every one of you. We will leave our offices, go for other things, but you will leave here, continue what you're doing in the Gambia, and then also would be expected to brief your respective capitals on the spot because we are running against time.
One of the major aspects of preparations for the summit is logistics, notably accommodation and airport pass. However, Ambassador Langyabo, Permanent Secretary at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, and Binta Jame Sidibe say all that has been taken care of by the various subcommittees set up by the Secretariat to facilitate the successful hosting of the summit.
We are committed and we are ready to deliver a historic OIC summit that will go down in history as one of the best. I am saying this because the level of preparedness that we have seen is something that we are all proud of. And equally, the level of involvement, the passion with which the entire government, from the president, the cabinet, and members of the National Assembly and the civil servants have taken the whole thing. Equally, you see civil society involvement, local people all over the country, like Mfali rightly put it. The entire country has been mobilized to be there for you.
We made sure the accommodation committee, they worked so hard for the past 5 years working on this to make sure we have accommodation for everyone who comes here, and that is very assured, and they have been working tirelessly. Then we have the events, because people have to be seated, people have to have food, all the guests. So the event subcommittee also is working on that, having the stage ready and everything. We are all quite ready for that. And we know, very important, of course, the security. Without any security, really, there is no OIC summit, because people have to be secured, properties have to be secured by the time they come and by the time they leave.
Following their statements, the Secretariat's Head of Communications, Mfali Fadera, gave a presentation of the projects and programs implemented by government geared towards the successful hosting of the summit. This was followed by a question and answer session during which diplomatic representatives from various missions, including Guinea-Bissau, Iran, Indonesia, and Lebanon, sought clarifications on logistical arrangements specific to their respective countries. This includes accommodation, airport, and immigration requirements, amongst others. However, officials gave assurances that all that has been taken care of by the Secretariat through the various subcommittees.
After the withdrawal of both ferries from operating between Banjul and Barrow, the Gambia Ports Authority on Monday took the media on an assessment tour of the maintenance and refurbishment of the Kunta Kinte ferry at the Banjul shipyard. Julia Jai has the rest of that story.
Dabo, senior electrical engineer of the Banjul shipyard, says the maintenance work is in progress and that his team is working 24 hours. As a result, Mr. Dabo says about 50% of the repainting has been completed.
The first coating of the painting have been done too. If you look at the starboard side, That is the right side that, towards us here now. That's where you have much damage on the wall of the vessel. That's where the vessel knock the pile whenever it is, anchoring to the terminal at the ram. So that side also has been covered.
Abdullah Tambedo, General Manager of the Gambia Ferry Service, assures that they are on track and the works will be completed within 6 weeks.
What we do not want is to also rush the works, and then we are back to square one. The ferry started service since 2017 in June, and all of you can see that it has never been brought up and a maintenance work like this done. So we are progressing well. Once it comes down, the new engines would be installed, and then the propulsion systems would be worked on, and the ferry would go back to service. We want to assure everybody that we are not behind schedule. We are ahead of schedule.
Usman Jabate, Managing Director of the Gambia Ports Authority, apologized to customers for the interruption in service delivery and assures them of the GPA's dedication to quality service delivery.
We have some announcement that we want to make in the next few days to show the steps management is taking proactively to ensure that this kind of disruption is avoided in the future. It is something that we have been working on with our development partners, particularly the African Development Bank. So in the next few days, we expect a no objection from the bank on a draft contract that we submitted for the procurement of one new ferry, a Kunta Kinte type. But in addition, government has taken the decision and the ministry has given us instruction to go for a second ferry. So this new contract we have is for 2 new ferries. And hopefully in the next few days, we are comfortable that we should be able to sign the shipbuilding contract and then work on the financing alongside the ADB sponsored project. It goes to show that in the next 16 months, we are hopeful that after the signing, we'll get 2 new crafts delivered.
Mr. Jabate highlighted some of the steps the Gambia Ports Authority will undertake in the management of the ferries.
We will grapple with the situation as it were, try to fix the problems and invest in the major capital-intensive requirement, and then allow the private sector to come and do the soft part, which is to do the management, and also invest in a second lander for operational safety.
The Kanilai ferry was operating while the Kunta Kinte, which was undergoing maintenance, also ran into trouble on Friday, leaving passengers stranded on board before being rescued by the Navy boats. The GPA Managing Director gave an update on the status of the Kanilai ferry.
There's another team that we've mobilized to look at how to improvise another mechanism to ensure that the ferry is afloat and then we can tow her out. But we're sparing no efforts to ensure that it is out because people's property still are on board.
The Banjul Bara crossing points are major crossing routes used by hundreds of people daily. When ferries are not operational on these routes, passengers have no choice but to use local canoes and boats to reach the other side of the riverbank. For QTV News, I am Julde Njai.
Now today, Monday, the Gambia Navy Command took delivery of 1,000 life jackets donated by the Gambia Maritime Administration at a ceremony held at the Naval Command based in Banjul. Alusise has more.
The Gambia Maritime Administration said the life jackets are for immediate use by passengers using the Banjul Bara crossing point before they board the canoes to ensure safety. The donation is necessitated by the temporary shutdown of ferry services by the Gambia Ferry Services while the ferries undergo maintenance. This has left passengers with no option other than to use the canoes whose owners do not provide life jackets. As the government's agency responsible for ensuring safety at sea throughout the Gambian waters, Usman Toure, Deputy Director General of the Gambia Maritime Administration, said sea safety remains one of the key priorities of his office. He hoped the Navy will strongly enforce the strict and proper use of the jackets.
These life jackets, a symbol of our commitment to the well-being of our people and other nationals, will be under the able care of the Gambian Navy, who are always our key partners in implementation of maritime safety and security. Through their dedicated men tasked with enforcing the safety of life and property at these crossing points, we aim to ensure that every journey undertaken by canoe transportation across the mouth of the River Gambia is safeguarded.
The GMA and the Navy have enjoyed close cooperation over the years in their joint efforts to fight against transnational crime along maritime routes. In June last year, the Gambia Navy received 2 patrol boats from GMA in a bid to boost the country's capability to patrol its coastal waters. Major General Usman Gomez, Deputy Chief of Defense Staff of the Gambia Armed Forces, and Navy Captain Fatou Jaite, respectively, welcomed the donation as timely and thanked GMA for the foresight. They promised proper use of the jackets.
They have demonstrated their unwavering commitment to the safety and security of our nation by donating 1,000 life jackets to the Gambia Navy for onward use by the public at the Banjul Bara crossing point and elsewhere. This donation is not merely a gesture of goodwill. It is a lifeline for our naval forces who tirelessly work to safeguard our coastal waters.
At this time that the ferries is not operating, the travelers caused by canoe is overwhelming. Equally, the need to help promote water safety. This gesture will enhance the Navy's effort in enforcing compliance to wearing life jackets and underscores the importance of being prepared for emergencies. These contributions by the Gambia Maritime Administration will undoubtedly benefit many individuals and passengers, boat owners, by providing them with essential safety equipment.
The Gambia Maritime Administration, one of the agencies under the Ministry of Transport, said it will closely coordinate with its stakeholders to ensure strict compliance with the safety requirements at sea. Reporting for QTV News, I am Aliou Cisse.
We will now go for a commercial break, but when we return, we have more local, international, as well as sports news stories for you. Don't go away.
The Gambia is proud to host the 15th OIC Summit on the 4th and 5th May 2024, the second largest gathering of world leaders, kings, presidents, rulers, prime ministers, along with delegates from 57 member countries of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation will gather in our beloved nation for this historic event. The theme of the summit is enhancing unity and solidarity through dialogue for sustainable development. It's a platform to foster cooperation, promote peace and drive sustainable development across the Ummah and the world at large. We call on all Gambians to unite and support the government as it strives to host a memorable and successful event. Let's showcase our hospitality, culture and the beauty of the Gambia to the world. Join us in making history. Let's stand together, united as one, to ensure the 15th OIC Summit in the Gambia is an event to remember. Together, we can make a difference.
The art of juggling is a true spectacle of agility, coordination, and speed. A symbol of progression, precision, and mastery. "5G speed is like having the juggler in your pocket. With lightning-fast download and upload speeds, you'll easily be able to juggle even the busiest workdays. Whether you're a busy entrepreneur, a creative, or just someone who wants to stay connected. Juggle your tasks with ease with QCell 5G speed. The future is here. It's fast, reliable, and efficient. First brought to you by QCell. We innovate, others follow.
Welcome back. If you're just tuning in, you're watching QTV News, and I am Asma Uba. Now, 6 months on from its start, the Operation Clear the Roads Task Force on Monday reassessed the roads from Airport Junction to Sukuta Jabang traffic light roundabout to prevent re-encroachment. Mumudu Gajaga was with the team, and he now reports.
This latest operation targeted vehicles failing to comply with the Motor Traffic Act. It was noticed that many are parked illegally, and also mechanics were found operating illegal garages near businesses. At the coastal road near the Jar Oil petrol station, some vehicles parked by the roadside are taxis, including trucks for hire by those who buy bulk bags of cement and other goods to be transported to various locations. There are also donkey and horse cart owners who earn a living by also using their animal-drawn carriages to carry commodities. All these people were asked to leave and never return to the same location. Lamin Kinkoli, Commissioner Mobile Traffic Unit of the Gambia Police Force, explains.
After clearing this road, you know very well, because all of you participated, you have cleared this road. And then seeing that this mechanic garage and other, my friend, business people are going back to the roads. That's why today, since I left my house, I didn't reach office. I just started it from the airport junction. Now I am at a Sukuta Jabang roundabout to make sure that all the vehicles, the garages that are located along this highway, move from there.
This operation is also part of efforts to clear this strategic road, as the Gambia is set to host the OIC Heads of State Summit next month. Owners of old vehicles parked by the roadside, scrap metal collectors, are all warned to clear their areas and leave. Car tire dealers, including the ones seen here, are asked to immediately demolish their structures. Commissioner King Colley said there will be consequences if they fail to comply with the 48-hour vacation notice.
Starting from today, they are going to take the full responsibility to make sure that the road is clean, the roadsides are cleared from all these trucks and all these direct vehicles along the roadside. Because this is as I said, the OIC is less than 3 weeks for us to host. So our town needs to be clean.
Commissioner Colley said all the sensitization before, during and after previous operations by the task force seemed to have fallen on deaf ears. As such, he warned that legal action will follow.
My brother, if I can be aware fully, this is the third time. You can recall before this last operation Clear the Nation, we conducted one before. They were one. The same place that we went to. And then Operation Clear the Road also, we won them just recently. And today is third time. Next one is going to be action. As I said, I will never involve in something that is lawlessness. Whatever I am involved, know that I'm backed by law, or the action is backed by law. Coming back tomorrow, because I gave them 24 hours, coming back tomorrow or day after tomorrow, any place that we found you didn't clean it, we will arraign you before court.
According to the police, among other things, this operation aims to reduce accidents and other traffic-related offences. Mamadou Gajaga, QTV News.
That story by Mamadou Gajaga will take us to international news in a moment. The high cost of living in Nigeria attributed to soaring inflation and the high exchange rate of the naira has led to a surge in mental health issues in Africa's most populous country, according to mental health experts. Jennifer Sonko tells us more.
Mental health experts and advocates have warned that the present situation in Nigeria is having an impact on anger, anxiety, stress and depression levels in the country. The fall of the naira and an alarming surge in the cost of living caused the rise in poverty from 89.8 million at the beginning of 2023 to 104 million according to the World Bank's Nigeria Development Update report. Nigeria is an oil-producing country, retaining its position as the largest oil producer in Africa, according to the Organization of the Petroleum Exporting Countries. Oil production amounted to largely 69 million metric tons in the country in 2023. Despite this, 40.1% of people are poor, according to the 2018-2019 National Monetary Poverty Line, and 63% are multidimensionally poor, according to the National MPI 2022. Nigeria, the seventh largest country in the world, has Africa's highest caseload of depression and ranks 15 in the world for the frequency of suicide. There are less than 150 psychiatrists in the country of 200 million people, with fewer than 10% of mentally ill Nigerians having access to care they need. The World Health Organization estimates that only about 3% of the government's budget on health goes to mental health. Also, due to the myths and stigma associated with mental health in Nigeria, a deeply religious country, seeking counseling or a therapist is seen by some in the West African nation as a sign of weakness. Experts recommend that the Nigerian government focus on how to finance mental health initiatives and platforms that are changing lives across the world. Reporting for QTV News, I am Jennifer Sonko.
From international, let's now take a look at sports news. A grassroots football tournament organized at Birkam Medina Pipeline ended in excitement with Hoffenfight winning in a penalty shootout against Feyenoord. Our sports reporter Mumuru Gajaga was there and he now reports.
The match took place at a makeshift football field surrounded by mango trees, which also has 2 mango trees inside the playing area. But all these young players want to do is to play their favorite sports, football. Hoffenfight, in the yellow jerseys, play an exciting passing style of football. They took the lead just 8 minutes into the game after a combination of good passes, a lead they were just to hold for the rest of the first half. Feyenoord made some substitutions in the second half to improve their play both in midfield and wide areas. And it did not take long before they got the equalizer their improved play deserved. Late in the game, it became even more competitive, as both sides looking for a winner in regulation time. Hoffenfight scored what looked like the winner 8 minutes before regulation time, but to their shock, Feyenoord scored in the 87th minute to force the final to be decided on penalties. Young goalkeeper Mohamed Suso became Hoffenfight's hero, saving 2 penalties, giving his team a 4-3 win after a 2-2 draw in normal time. Individual prizes were awarded to deserving players, such as Man of the Match of the final, Best Player of the Tournament, Most Disciplined Players, Leading Goal Scorer, amongst others. Some of the players who received awards shared their joy with us. I am very happy to play this competition. I enjoyed it a lot. My sincere thanks goes to the organizers. I am very happy to see my family members around who came to watch me play. This is the second time I've been awarded the most disciplined player. I'll do my best to become a better footballer. Buba Jeju organized the competition. He said his reasons were strengthening unity amongst the young in the community and scouting for young talent for the community team. This is a competition that I organize every year during the Korite to strengthen unity amongst us. I also do it to make the place lively. Some of the players in this competition can be scouted to represent our community team. Community leader Mumudu Kante advises players to maintain discipline at all times.
So, like I said, football is all about unity. Discipline is the most important thing. Football, we know, is important, but then human discipline is the football of Bugata. So, important things in football, all on discipline to number 1.
Hoffenfight celebrated after the trophy was handed to their young goalkeeper, the hero of the team and their captain. Mamudu Gajaga, KTV News.
Well, congratulations to Team Hoffenfight. Now that's all we have for you, but before we go, a recap of our main news headlines. Ahead of the OIC Heads of State Summit next month, officials of the Gambia OIC Secretariat on Monday briefed diplomats and foreign representatives on the country's preparedness and logistical arrangements for the summit. After the withdrawal of both ferries from operating between Banjul and Barra, the Gambia Ports Authority on Monday took the media on an assessment tour of the maintenance and refurbishment of the Kunta Kinte ferry. Today, Monday, the Gambia Navy Command took delivery of 1,000 life jackets donated by the Gambia Maritime Administration. In international news, high cost of living in Nigeria attributed to soaring inflation and the high exchange rates of the Naira has led to a surge in mental health issues in Nigeria. And in sports news, a grassroots football tournament organized at Birkama Medina Pipeline ended in excitement with Hoffenfight winning in a penalty shootout against Feyenoord. Well, that's all we have for you in this news bulletin. Join us again at 10 p.m. for another bulletin. Thanks for watching and have a great evening.